Don't leave me hanging. It's go time.
Hey everybody, this is Josh, and here we have a lovely Terran vs. Terran cast for you from Desert Oasis. The players are TorcH, the orange Terran up here on the top, and PainUser, the yellow Terran down here on the bottom. And these guys did play in the first round of MLG DC, that's where this game is from. And both of them are going to MLG Dallas this weekend, so maybe they'll have a bit of an epic little rematch, perhaps. But the reason I picked this replay is because it is one of the most unorthodox Terran vs. Terrans that I've ever seen, ever. And I actually haven't cast a single game on Desert Oasis since they added these destructible rocks, and they actually make a big difference in this game. So check this out. TorcH is actually going to be the primary culprit of the just weirdness in this game, as you can tell by getting that refinery first before Supply Depot. Obviously, this is patch 1.1.2, where you have to have a supply depot before you can even build a barracks. It was played at MLG DC, which came, the tournament occurred one day after 1.1.2 came out. TorcH actually told me himself that most, if not all, of his build orders were totally wrecked by patch 1.1.2, so he's trying just absolutely new things here. And check it out. He's scouting here, but obviously there's destructible rocks here, so scouting is not what he's in fact doing. He is going to be any second now. There he goes, throws down that barracks. So he is going to build a proxy barracks down here. It's not in his main like PainUser's doing. PainUser also building his barracks. He's a bit farther ahead too, just because he didn't build that refinery first, or have to send his SCV halfway around the world to start building it. But TorcH, back up to his MLG story, we talked for about 10 minutes or so during the warm-up period at MLG DC, and he told me all of his build orders were wrecked. I asked him why he wasn't practicing. He said it wouldn't matter. So he is really just pulling these things out of thin air. And PainUser, of course, is a very good Terran player. He won the SoCal Green Forest LAN against players like Inca, Zelnik, QXC, so I mean he's a very good player, and the fact that TorcH has to sort of create these builds as he goes is kind of interesting. So TorcH, after getting that barracks completed, just moves his SCV over a few feet and starts building a Ghost Academy. So normally, if I see a barracks built here with these destructible rocks here, I would think Tech Lab, build a Reaper or two, come up this cliff here, and eventually jump into the main. So PainUser actually just brought his SCV up here to scout and didn't see a barracks, didn't see any tech buildings. So he's got to be a little concerned right now as well. Here you can see sends out another SCV from his main to check around for proxies. Of course, he's going the wrong way, but TorcH actually getting that Ghost Academy finished up, building two ghosts right away. Well, one ghost. So sorry I spoiled it. He's going to get another one, but this one comes out right as PainUser's Marine is here shooting away at the barracks, or maybe not. PainUser starts shooting away, but I think he decides at some point, that the Marine is not going to be enough to take on the barracks and whatever is being produced out of there. So what is he doing to respond? He's going to finish up his factory as planned, and then throw down a bunker here at his ramp. He did not see this ghost come out. PainUser did not see a ghost come out, so he probably thinks that Reapers are on the way. There's no reason to expect a Ghost Academy that quickly, so PainUser has not scouted it out yet. He did send his original scouting SCV all the way down from TorcH's base over here, but did not quite get far enough to see that Ghost Academy. So TorcH getting his second ghost out now while this first one just chills and gathers energy. PainUser sends over an SCV now and then sees the ghost. The ghost does not quite get the kill off, but PainUser now knows there are ghosts right outside his mineral line, so he's got to be a little concerned about that. Open that production tab, we'll see that no nukes are building because PainUser hasn't built a factory yet, or TorcH hasn't built a factory yet, sorry. He does have double gas going already, so these two ghosts are here. TorcH actually lifts his barracks so that he gets vision on this mineral line. I'm going to take his vision, and just listen to this. 5 snipes, 5 SCVs dead. TorcH builds just 2 ghosts, floats his barracks over for vision, and just instantly kills 5 SCVs. The problem with this is that PainUser has a tank out already, and ghosts don't do that well against tanks, especially without any energy or anything. And not that they can snipe tanks anyway, because it's a mechanical unit, but the point being, he just traded a lot of time and money to kill 5 SCVs, and he's still behind in the SCV count by several SCVs, even after killing 5. So he sends those 2 ghosts home, he sends his barracks home, and at the same time, while all that was going on, TorcH actually expanded over here at the gold very quickly. PainUser has not seen it yet, as far as I know. No, he is sending his SCV on home, or at least to a watchtower right now. TorcH is transferring a few SCVs, obviously a good decision since these gold minerals will return more than the blue minerals, and he is getting that factory up now to sort of catch up to PainUser. So just that opening, like the opening alone, has caused this game to be just so bizarre that I thought it was worth casting. I hope you guys enjoyed that little tactic. Even though it didn't really do a whole lot for TorcH, I thought it was pretty cool. So if we check at the units tab again, TorcH still behind on SCVs, even though he has 2 bases up. He's got 2 orbital commands though, which means more mules. And obviously mules on these high yield minerals are worth more than PainUser's mules on these regular ones. So kind of a weird opening, and now TorcH is getting 2 starports. So he's doing, you know, the typical proxy ghost into double starport build. PainUser on the other hand just went 1-1-1, and he's already managed to snag 1 kill somewhere. I think it was a ghost. Yes, it was one of those 2 original ghosts. And now he is in the mineral line of TorcH. TorcH has nothing to contend with this right now. All he had were 2 ghosts for anti-air, and one of them's dead, one of them is in the middle of the map, and TorcH is scrambling to get these 2 Vikings out to try and chase this thing away. The Banshee already gets 6 kills. PainUser sends it up here to the top right, assuming that that's where the SCVs were actually going. Little does he know, he still has no idea that this high yield is there, so his Banshee is just confused now. Where did TorcH send his SCVs? Why did he send them all out? And this Viking was parked here waiting to intercept or try to snipe a Viking of TorcH, but obviously with the reactor, 2 Vikings popped out instead of just 1. PainUser is sending his Banshee up here. TorcH's Vikings almost find it, and instead he calls them off and sends them toward the watchtower area where PainUser is leaving just a single tank here. Not sure where that barracks ended up. Did it ever make its way home? Yes, finally it did make its way home. TorcH getting a single Raven as well as these 2 Vikings, and not really doing anything with his factory right now. So if we look at units, the Banshee obviously killed a few SCVs, but they're actually even right now on SCVs, and TorcH with that 2 base to 1 advantage is getting more mules still. So income, actually TorcH is ahead on minerals and ahead on gas because he's mining from so many refineries. Even though he only has 1 on gas up here, he's still got that advantage just by having 3 refineries. So PainUser is catching up now. He's getting that natural expansion command center up. He still doesn't know about the high yield, and now TorcH is taking a 3rd base. So despite TorcH not really being ready for that Banshee, the Banshee got as many SCV kills as the 2 ghosts did at the beginning of the game. These players are, you know, kind of even in food count. 60 food for TorcH, or 62 to now 62 for PainUser, so they're dead even on supply count, but TorcH with these 3 bases, soon to be 3 bases, will be way ahead in terms of production. PainUser does have a Thor coming out now. I'm not sure how well that's going to work out for him. TorcH's unit composition seems to be primarily air-based right now, with that Raven, a handful of Vikings, and a Banshee out on the field. He's going to try and poke his head in here at PainUser's main, but PainUser already has a couple of turrets up. Obviously, he saw that double starport and did not like that. Did not want to take any chances there, so he just built a few turrets around his mineral line and has some Vikings of his own to help ward that off. And you know, TorcH is content to just sit back, macro up. He's got lots and lots of workers now. He does have the unit advantage. 4 mules right now, 40 SCVs against 36 SCVs of PainUser. That 3rd base now starting to kick in, producing SCVs, and it is an orbital command, so more mules will be coming out as well. So TorcH, with that huge mineral income, sitting at 1,000 minerals and less than 100 gas. He actually has too much money compared to gas to be able to spend it all. Whereas PainUser is staying actually very efficiently, staying under 100 minerals and around 100 gas. He does have that first Thor, as well as a handful of Vikings, Marines, and a tank coming to contend against TorcH. TorcH obviously held the watchtower, so he knew this was coming. TorcH drops a point defense drone here, which is really only going to nullify the Thor and the Viking shots. These Marines are being whittled down by the Ghost, the Medevac Ghost combo, and this Banshee over here. Banshee, of course, takes out that tank with that ground-to-air attack. And now all that's left for PainUser is this Thor against one landed Viking and one Banshee. It's really actually going to be kind of an epic duel here until that second cluster of Vikings shows up. The Thor does go down to the single landed Viking that remains, and TorcH sieges up here just to keep his hold on this watchtower. TorcH only has one Marine here for anti-air, trying to shoot away at these Vikings. Not sure what's going to happen there as far as if PainUser is going to try and land and take out the tank. No, it looks like he is not. Vikings actually are very good, very, very good tank killers. They do extra damage against armored, so when they land, they actually, you know, especially a sieged tank, they can land all around a tank and gun it down very quickly. But, yeah. So TorcH still just hanging out here. Oh, actually, they don't do bonus damage against armored when they're landed. Sorry, that's just air. Slipped my mind, sorry. But TorcH maintaining the unit advantage. He won that big fight and is at 102 food against 76 right now. Units, again, just keep looking at these workers. He's pulling farther and farther ahead. Now he's ahead by 12 SCVs and a mule. He's on 3 bases against 2. PainUser trying to take the gold of his own. Not sure if he's going to be able to make it. TorcH is just building more Vikings all the time. He's got 2 coming out of that reactored starport and an armory building right now, so he can even start getting some upgrades. PainUser, of course, has an armory already. That's what enabled him to build that Thor earlier, but he has not started rolling any upgrades at all for infantry or mech or air. So TorcH, you know, staying very even, getting medevacs, bio, Vikings, tanks, Banshees. He's getting basically a lot of everything. I would like to see another Banshee come out just because, oh, not another Banshee, sorry, another Raven, just because point defense drone is going to help his large air force stay alive that much longer. So he moves over to the left Xel'Naga Watchtower right now, and he does see that command center finished up, but now PainUser sending a bunch of Vikings to try and take on that big force of TorcH. PainUser sees that he is outnumbered and goes ahead and runs away. He also sent just a handful of bio units up here to start taking out these destructible rocks, but he's got bigger problems right now as TorcH moves in on this gold expansion. All these Vikings here are going to mean that this command center has no chance of escaping. PainUser trying to take out the ground forces while he can with this siege tank, Thor, and Viking combo. However, TorcH with just a much larger food army, 150 against 154, dwindling. Neither player has stim right now, but just the combination of tank, Viking, medevacs, everything swings into TorcH's favor, and PainUser is forced to GG. So that was a very interesting game to me. The fact that we had these proxy ghosts early on, he was a bit behind once it got to the mid game because PainUser was able to ward away those ghosts. One Banshee was equal to that whole play just a few seconds later. The fact that TorcH expanded over here to the gold and held it the entire game was pretty interesting to me, and just, you know, good play all around from TorcH. And TorcH did end up beating PainUser in this best of 3 to move on to the winners bracket round 2. So hopefully in MLG Dallas we'll see some more good games from both of these guys. Hope you guys enjoyed that.